Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. All these things will be added to you. And that's the end, almost, of a paragraph that started in verse 25, where he said, don't be anxious about what you should eat, or what you should drink, or what you should wear. And so clearly the all things includes having enough to eat and having enough to drink and having a roof over your head and clothing on your back. And the reason he wants us to feel that way, namely anxiety-free about what we need, is because we have a Father in heaven. And he says, look at the birds. Your father feeds them, and aren't you more valuable than the birds? And look at the lilies. Your Father clothes them, and they're more gloriously clothed than Solomon was, and so surely he'll clothe you. And you don't want to be like the nations who don't know God because they're anxious all the time about these things. And I don't want my children to be anxious, the Father says. So clearly, this promise, all these things will be added to you, is part of that argument. Let's not be anxious about what we need. Now, here's the big problem. Are God's children always supplied with enough to stay alive? No, they're not. Jesus said plainly, some of you they will kill. Some of you they'll put in prison. And Paul said, shall famine or nakedness separate us from the love of God? Meaning there's going to be times of leanness with food and leanness with clothing. Well, what does it mean then when he says all these things will be provided to you? I think it means everything you need. All the drink you need, all the food you need, all the housing you need, all the transportation you need, all the education you need, all the money you need, all the health you need will be yours in order to do my will, in order to glorify my name. I will never ask from you that you glorify me any way for which I will not supply you. I will give you everything you need in order to live under my kingly rule. Seek my kingdom and my righteousness. Live under my rule. Live in my righteousness, and I will supply every need you have so that you will be successful at that.